Sometimes you just have to let go of what was and purge out the negative. It's really sad. It's like I said, for 20 years, it was the same part. Like, we shared everything for 20 years. And now he's sharing that with somebody else.
Everything. While you live your lavish life in your condo on the beach.
He takes cash draws whenever he needs them. So how am I supposed to compete with that? Because I'm not competing with just a narcissistic ex. I'm competing with a multi-million-dollar company.
The restraining order that I filed right here, the one that was granted on the 22nd of February, is the same day that you fired my 24-year-old son, the one that you've raised since he was 4 years old. Yeah, that one. That one that called you dad.
Sometimes you just have to purge and move on.
Welcome back, family. Today we are going to review this woman who instantly regrets divorcing her rich husband and gets replaced instantly. And now all she is doing online is bitching about how much her ex-husband lives a lavish lifestyle but doesn't want to give her the money she thinks she deserves. We will first start by watching her crying because she misses the good times she used to share with her ex-husband now that she is jealous that he is sharing all those good times with another woman. Remember to not feel sorry for this woman because she decided to divorce her rich ex-husband herself. Also, the audio of this clip is a little inaudible because there was a loud background music that I had to remove. So please read the caption while watching.
Sometimes you're so strong, and sometimes the silliest things make you break down in the parking lot and cry. So I got a new customer card today by myself about my husband or ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband, whatever. I went shopping, used my new card, and then I got really sad in the car because it's so freeing, and I'm doing it on my own and raising our kid. But for 20 years we were on the same hospital card, so I know it seems so dumb, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't know. On one end I'm like, yes, one more thing we're not attached to, and I'm free of that, and it's like this freeing feeling. But then at the same time, I'm like, it's really sad. It's like I said, for 20 years, it was the same part. Like, we shared everything for 20 years. And now he's sharing that with somebody else. And I'm just trying to be independent and work on myself. But so anyway, I don't really know what the point of this is, but that's just some stuff like a disco card and getting your own. Emotional. But y'all have a great Thursday. And I have all of you celebrating that all your kids are safe tonight.
That is the real problem with modern women. They let their emotions get the best of them and make life-changing decisions based on how they feel at the moment. She probably left her husband just because she got bored and wanted more. Now that reality is settling down and her ex-husband has moved on with another woman, she is starting to regret the good times she used to have with her ex-husband. Life is not always rainbows and sunshine. They are times that things don't just go the way you want. But that is never a good enough reason to decide to leave your family behind and break the vows you made. Now all she does is complaining about how hard the divorce process is and how hard it is to support herself. Check it out.
Good morning. Narcissistic divorce update number 3. I'm not really sure where I want to go with this video, but I do have an important question and I would love some feedback. We've been at this for roughly 8 months now. Haven't made much progress at all. We're actually timelined out all the way to next summer. So my question is, at what point is enough and you just stop paying for your attorney? It is costing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every week. And that doesn't even include my business attorneys.
So at what point do you just say, forget it? I truly want to know, because it's to the point where I can't afford to pay attorneys and afford to stay home and homeschool, which is what my ex wants. He wants me to have a full-time job because he doesn't think I deserve anything from the businesses that I helped create and I helped run and that I'm an owner of. But like I said in my last video, he's the only managing member. So currently he gets to make all the decisions. So his decisions are that he gets to have as much money as he wants from the business, and I'm left with support and maintenance, which is about $4,700 a month, but our mortgage is more than that. So I'm supposed to pay all of our marital debt and pay the mortgage, and I pay for our health insurance, which is over $1,300 a month, and our vision and our dental. And I know some of this is repetitive from the last video, but I don't know what to do, because I don't know that it's worth fighting, because all of his business attorney fees and his personal divorce attorney fees are paid from the business. So I'm pretty much fighting a multi-million-dollar company, and he wants me to run out of money, even though that impacts our son. So sure, I can work. I had a great job for 14 years and gave up a 20-year retirement when I had my son, and I took care of him and I raised him and helped with the business. And then I was our CFO. I did everything. I was so passionate about our businesses, and I was good at it. But I can't work full time, and I can't homeschool. And our son is autistic, and he was so bullied last year and physically assaulted on the bus, the entire bus ride home. And I had to watch the camera footage from the bus of him getting his ass kicked. And then he was assaulted at school, and he was bullied in the bathroom because he's different. He's amazing, and he's special, and he's just autistic and thinks differently. But middle school is hard. So do I send him back to public school and pull him out of his enrichment programs and pull him out of all of his horseback riding lessons and guitar lessons and all of his therapy sessions? Because there's no way that I can work full time and homeschool him. But I also would need before and after school care. They don't offer that at the middle school. And what happens when he gets bullied at school and I have to pick him up? Or when he bullies somebody else, because he does have rage issues. I'm not denying that. So at what point do I just cut my losses and just move on? And it is what it is. Like, I don't have any family. My mom and dad have passed away. My brother's passed away. I don't have any cousins, uncles. Like, I don't have any family. So I have my 24-year-old son and his fiance, and they work. Mind you, they worked for the company, and then, like my last video said, they were fired the day that I filed for the order of protection or temporary protection order, whatever it is. The day that the judge signed it, he fired both of them. So they've since moved on, and they're doing amazing, but they work, and they work a lot. Like, they can't help. And Ivan can be a lot for anybody to handle. So what do? I can't I can't continue to pay all of these attorneys, especially after it's been 8 months and the court has sided with the ex every single time because he lies and he's untouchable. For whatever reason, he is untouchable. I've requested draws in the same amount that he's taken over the last 7 months. All of his attorney fees, they have to be around $60,000, and the business paid for all of those. They're paying for all of his business attorney, his divorce attorney. So total, probably $80,000 the business has paid for him. He has personal stuff on the business cards. He takes cash draws whenever he needs them. So how am I supposed to compete with that? Because I'm not competing with just a narcissistic ex. I'm competing with a multi-million-dollar company. And he just has a bottomless pit of money to pull from. So is it worth even spending anymore? I mean, I have my son. I have the best thing. And he doesn't want anything to do with him. He's seen him for 6 hours since February 13th. But he'll just lie and tell everybody it's because I had an order of protection. He could still call. He could still text. Occasionally he does, but it's usually like, how's your day? It's just one-word answers that he gets from our son because he's not engaged. He doesn't want anything to do with him, but I do, and I'll do everything for him. But I can't keep a roof over his head and pay for attorney fees. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't even know what the point of this video is. But for some reason I found my place and I found my voice, and it just happens to be on this platform. So I appreciate everybody that's been so kind and supportive and reaches out. I just wish I had some answers because all the uncertainty is so hard on my anxiety. Alright, I hope you all have a great Saturday. Much love.
This is what happens when you think that you can outsmart an intelligent man just because he loved you. Guys, I am 100% sure that this woman thought that she was going to get half of the company her husband built, and I am pretty convinced that it was one of the reasons she decided to divorce her husband. No, my dear, you only get financial support and not the company. Her ex-husband was such a good man that he helped raise this woman's children, and he even gave them jobs in his company when they grew up. But then he fired them when this woman decided to get a restraining order against him. I mean, who does this woman think she is? Check it out.
Holy heck. I look like a mess, y'all. But I promised y'all an update. This would be episode 2, part 2. Sorry I look like a hot mess. I was at the farm for 3-4 hours today because Fiona, our son's pony, the one that I pay for and all the board and all the grain and take care of, all that stuff, the one that the narcissistic ex doesn't think he needs to pay anything for. Yeah. She needed to have her teeth floated. Well, then we found out that she had 2 teeth that should have been extracted when she was about 3. So those were extracted too. And then, I stayed with her while she was coming out of sedation. So, I was doing mom things for my kid's pony. So, I've uploaded, a video, and it's kind of long. I think it's worth the wait to watch through it. It's the text message. You see, he doesn't respond to any messages, and we use this, Talking Parent app. So the other night I messaged him via text on his phone because sometimes I forget to use the app. And so I've included my message because I don't have anything to hide. And then you'll see his response that was like 24 hours later that said, "No, Robin, this isn't true." Which part isn't true? That I'm paying for everything, or what? I'm a little confused as the part that's not true. So, because I've included all the receipts of everything that I pay. So, you pay $4,700 a month in maintenance and child support. I think child support's like $1,500 of that, and then the rest is maintenance because you lied to the court about how much you make, even though the day before you went to court, you took a $5,000 cash withdrawal from the business, and then you just failed to mention that in court. But whatever. Who am I to argue with your narcissism? So, with all of the bills that I'm paying, actually not even all the bills. So, with the mortgage, our health insurance, our dental, our vision, our HOA, and Ivan's monthly fees, and the fees for Fiona, we are at about $9,144. So again, which part isn't true in my text message about all of our monthly expenses? And that doesn't include our credit card debt that I'm paying. It doesn't include pest control. It doesn't include utilities. It doesn't include groceries. It doesn't include any of that. It doesn't include Ivan's haircuts. You know, he'll only go to one barbershop because of his sensory issues. So it doesn't include any of that. My car payment, which I guess you shouldn't pay, but seems how we have a multi-million-dollar business. Right, that's right. The one that you fired me from, and you're the only managing member, so you get to make all those decisions, even though we're in a community property state. And we came from a community property state. And I'm also a 46% owner without being in a community property state, even though we are. But yeah, again, what part isn't true? Because I've attached everything that I've paid for, and also just one of multiple messages from your Tinder dates. Again, I'm just wondering what part isn't true. Right. And on the next episode, maybe we can talk about how the restraining order that I filed right here, the one that was granted on the 22nd of February, is the same day that you fired my 24-year-old son, the one that you've raised since he was 4 years old. Yeah, that one. That one that called you dad. Oh, that's right. That's right. You walked out on him too. But yeah, when you fired him and his fiance and on the 22nd of February, that just so happened to be the exact same day that my restraining order or protection order, whatever you want to call it, was granted. Right. And then we can move forward to April 5th when you served him with an injunction against workplace harassment, which is absolutely hysterical because he didn't have contact with anybody from the company and he had no contact with you or your minions. So I'm a little confused because all of this did was freak your son out when they almost beat down the door to serve him with it from the sheriff's office. So that was your son that was in the fetal position sobbing on the floor because he thought somebody was breaking in because we had the order of protection against you and he was scared to death of what was going on. So you didn't really accomplish anything because you had already fired our oldest son and his fiance, and they had zero contact with anybody after the 22nd of February. But nowadays you can file anything in court. So you went ahead and went to the court where you live, states away, because you were so scared of the son that you raised for 20 years. What was he going to do? We're not even in the same state. And he had no contact with anybody from the business. Right. But you know, the way to get to me is through my kids. So fire them, serve them with a cease and desist, an injunction against workplace harassment. That's all bullshit. So that you can pretend like you're the victim.
She is the one that filed the restraining order, but now she is trying to play the victim on how her ex-husband reacted. So all this woman literally wants is having all the benefits of being a wife without actually being a wife. You just can't make this stuff up. Now that her ex-husband outsmarted her, all she is doing on the internet is crying and complaining about how much she is alone and how much she doesn't have a support system. Let's watch some more tears of regret.
Yay. Another video of me crying. I'm actually sitting in my car in the grocery store trying to pull myself together, drive home. And just feeling sorry for myself, I guess. I'm just sad today. And I'm scared for Ivan's surgery on Friday. I'm scared to sit for 5-6 hours, however long it takes, alone. And worry and anxiety while he's in surgery. I'm scared for the weeks to come with his PICC line and doing all of the infusions by myself, even though I did it last time, but I had my husband then, so it wasn't quite all alone. I think it just hit me. You know, somebody asked me today why I'm in Colorado, like, where's my support if I didn't have support for the hospital? And I'm like, I don't have anybody. I have no family at all. None. No mom, no dad, no siblings, nobody. I lost my friends in the divorce. So I have my best friend. She's not in Colorado, so I literally have one person other than my kids that would give a shit if I was no longer here. Like, I literally am almost 50 and I have nobody. And I guess I've just never really sat with that until somebody said, "Where's your support for the hospital?" I don't fucking have any. And I'll survive it, but I'm scared and I'm stressed and I'm worried. And I know that Ivan is scared and he's worried. So I can't cry at home. I have to stay strong for him. So I'll just sit in the parking lot of the grocery store and cry it out. And then go home and pretend like everything is okay. Anyway, I don't know what the point of this is, but sometimes it helps when I just talk it out to whoever wants to listen. So I hope y'all have a good Wednesday. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Ma'am, if you knew that your husband was the only family you had, then why divorce him for some stupid reasons? Now you find yourself alone, scared, and miserable. Guys, look at our strong, independent woman finally starting to accept her fate.
Sometimes you just have to let go of what was and purge out the negative, because it's all you can do to salvage your mental health. Even if it's something that was your pride and joy and that you worked so hard for. But sometimes it's just not worth your mental health, and it's better to just let go and hope for the best. Because not every day is rainbow and sunshine. And today is one of those days. As I purge out my closet, it's just, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to purge and move on and find the beauty in real friendships. Yeah.
There you have it, folks. She thought that she could outsmart her ex-husband, but instead, she played herself. The family court laws and the media are the tools used to incentivize modern women to divorce their husband so that they can all get paid in the detriment of the family unit. This is the pretty sad reality of the modern times we are living in. Fellas, protect yourselves at all times against these types of women. And above all, don't forget to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. I love you and I appreciate you for all your support. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share to help push this content to more men in need. I'm out. Peace.